This video was made possible by EA Game Changers. Hello everyone, it's your girl xViva and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to yet another video about cottage living. Y'all, this is video number 3. If you haven't watched video number 1 and number 2, you need to go back and watch them. I will have them linked in the description so y'all go see all this exciting news and footage of cottage living. In case y'all didn't know, I'm an EA Game Changer and I was lucky enough to get early access to cottage living so I could play around with and give y'all all the detail about it. So in this video, we're going to be going over all the animals. That's the highlight of the pack. That's where everybody want to know. So we're going to be going over chickens, cows, llamas, and how to take care of them and how to raise them. And we're going to be going over all the wild animals as well, such as foxes, rabbits, and birds, and how they, help you out or be a nuisance to you. And we're also going to go over how to upgrade and all the upgrades, well, not all of them, the ones that I did get to do, but how to upgrade your animal sheds and your chicken coops. And I'm going to be going over animal treats as well, and if I have extra time I might go over a little extra things, but that's pretty much what we're going to be going over in this video. So hopefully y'all excited, hopefully y'all stay in tune. And just quick disclaimers before we get started: you will see my origin ID bouncing around on the screen, legal reasons, and the footage that you see is not final and it is subject to change before the pack comes out. So let's go ahead and get more into cottage living. Okay, so we're going to rewind back in footage to where I first started playing around with the pack. So this is the beginning of where I didn't realize that none of my game audio was recording. So I am so sorry about that, but let's get on into our first animal that we're going to cover. And I had the pleasure of interacting with chickens first because on this lot there was already a chicken coop. So you could get a chicken coop from Build and Buy if your lot don't have it, and once you click on the coop you get a few interactions. I don't know if I'm gonna go this play by play by watching the footage back, but we're gonna see. So once you click on it, there's some interaction you could do. Some are of course grayed out because you don't have anything as of yet in your first time interacting with it, but there's collect eggs, clean coop, actions, name chicken coop, and purchase chickens. So the first thing I did of course was to name my chicken coop, and y'all, guess what I named my coop? Something was in me at this time that I was playing the game, and I was just like, I'm gonna name my chicken coop Coopiana. Why not? Just why not? I'm just saying, why not? So if you go and you play this pack and you name your coop Coopiana, don't be copying me. No, I'm just playing. Y'all could do whatever. But also under actions, it shows you could upgrade your coop, and you could also rename it. You could also create animal treats from the fridge, but I'm gonna talk about that later. So I decided to go ahead and purchase me some chickens. There's some black ones, some brown ones, some chicks, and some white ones. That's hen and a rooster. And y'all already knew what I was gonna choose. I wanted me some black chickens on my farm. Okay, so I purchased a black hen and a black rooster. The hens are $150 and the roosters are $200. I can't remember the exact price of chicks because I'm not looking right now. I'm just going off the top of my head. So I purchased my black chickens, and I believe they just, nothing special. They just come walking out of the coop when they ready to walk on out. So I believe my hen came out first. I'm playing as Cash right now, and I was just like getting all close. Look at my beautiful, gorgeous melanin chickens, y'all. Look at them. They cute. So cute. But before I explain more about chickens and saying everything about the coop and how to take care of your chickens, the first thing I had to do, I interacted with my hen a little bit and my rooster, but I had to name them, because when you name your quote unquote pets, your animals, they are yours now. So the first thing I did was name my hen, and if y'all don't know me by now, you should know I had to, of course, name my animals after Pokemons. I'm a Pokemon nerd. I did the same exact thing in my Cats and Dogs LP. I do it in Stardew. I name my animals after Pokemon. It's just within me. I have to do it every time. So one of the chicken type Pokemons is Torchic. So I named my hen Torchic, and then I went ahead and I named my rooster Combustion. So that means after that, then that means, you know, you should know the next name for my next chicken. But I only decided to start off with 2 chickens because I was like, I'm gonna just start off with 2, and hopefully they make some baby chicks, and then that's how my coop would populate. And I'm gonna let y'all know how that went later on. If it took me a while before I had a chick, but anyways, so let's go over the chicken coop first, and then I'll start talking about the chickens next. So with the chicken coop, when you hover over it, it lets you know how many chicks, how many hens, and how many roosters you have in your coop. Now you're only allowed to have 8. That's the capacity. And it also lets you know your coop capacity, and it also lets you know how many eggs are ready to collect. And it also will let you know your status of your coop, meaning like it's cleanliness. So it'll let you know when it's clean, it'll let you know when it's slightly dirty, and it'll let you know when it's like dirty and you need to clean that thing. Okay, so a little bit more information about chickens. Hopefully the gameplay in the background is going along with everything. I know I have to chop this up really good, but so every day your chickens will lay eggs. From my experience, my chickens have been laying like 1 egg per day, unless I give them something a little special to give me something a little extra. So the more chickens you have, the more eggs that's going to be laid. Of course, don't go off my experience because I only had 2, meaning that the hen is the one that's only laying the eggs, right? And I only had 1, so she's really just going to be laying 1 egg per day. So if you have more hens, you will have more eggs. Okay. Now, if you have roosters in your coop as well, so you gotta have at least 1 hen and 1 rooster to open up the chances of you getting a fertilized egg, meaning an egg that is hatchable, meaning there's a baby chick in there. Okay, so also more chicken coop animations. There is a sign. You could assign chickens to different coops because you could have as many coops as you want on your land, as long as you got the space for it. And just remember that you can only have 8 chickens per coop. Also with the roosters, they crow every morning. They be cock-a-doodle-doodling it up. I'm just saying, so that could wake up your Sims. If they said like the chicken coop was right next to like a bedroom window, it would definitely wake up your Sims, but that did not happen in my case because the chicken coop is a good length away from the house. So my rooster didn't wake up any of my Sims. So and when you hover over your chickens, it will let you know their status. Pretty much it will let you know if they need attention, where their happiness is, because they need those things. It'll let you know their hygiene, if they're clean or if they're dirty. Now when it comes to chickens, you don't have to physically clean them. As long as you keep their coop clean, then they will be clean. Okay, and their hunger as well, you have to feed your chickens, of course, because I mean you have to feed them. So more interactions with the chicken coop. There is a sign, like I said, there's call in. So say the chickens are all out and about wandering and you want them to come into the coop, you can call them in. You could call them out. Say they in the coop and you want them out, just call them out. You could collect eggs whenever they're ready. You can gather your roaming chickens. You could name the chicken coop, of course. You could purchase more chickens if you want to, and you could also scatter feed, which is basically feeding your chickens every day. So the next thing I want to talk about is hatchable eggs. So hatchable eggs, of course, like I said, you need at least 1 hen and 1 rooster to up that chance of having a hatchable egg, meaning there's a chick in it. So I'm not gonna lie, it took me a very long time because I just wanted to see how long would it naturally take for my chickens to produce a hatchable egg. Now it might be different from some of the other game changes, but it took me 3 weeks before my chickens gave me a hatchable egg, which is like, that's crazy. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is interacting with your chickens. So of course you need to give your chickens a lot of attention, and to build up your friendship with them you have to talk to them. So there's interactions to talk to them under socialize. You could pet them, you could hug them. They are really, really cute. Sweet animations, which I probably already showed already, is you hugging your chickens, and it's so cute. So I just want to let you know that in this pack, the trait, the animal enthusiast trait, really helps out with befriending your animals. It's very beneficial. And why I say that is because your relationship with your animals will go up quicker. They will be more inviting towards you on the social side of things, because I'm not lying to y'all right now. The animals be having little attitudes and be a little snippy sometimes, and sometimes they just don't want to mess with you at a certain point in time, and your relationship will go down. But if you have the animal enthusiast trait, such as Cash, I noticed that it's a greater difference of him building up his relationship with the animals. Is going a lot smoother. They're more open to him and being nice and kind to him, versus my other son, Iris. Iris did not have the animal enthusiast trait. She only had the lactose intolerant, and it's been harder for her and the animals to get along. They just wasn't really, messing with her like that. Like any little reaction, they'd be a little snippy, they'd be negative, like they ain't messing with that, or they would give her a harder time when it came to her taking care of them, versus Cash. Ahmad had the animal enthusiast trait as well, so it was going easy for him when it came with his relationship with him and the animals. But Iris, it was slacking. So my best advice that I could give to y'all, if y'all really want to build up your relationship with your animals a lot quicker, give them the animal enthusiast trait that came with this pack. But yeah, so relationship with your animals is very, very key in this pack. You want to socialize with them, you want to take care of them, make sure that they're clean, make sure all their needs are met, because if your relationship with your animals are good, they're going to produce better quality items for you, so that you would get better quality eggs, you would get more rare eggs. When it comes to your chickens, you would get better wool, better high quality wool from your llamas, you would get better quality milk and better rare type of milks from your cows if your relationship with them are good. Now let's say you weren't being good to your animals and you decide to be mean to your animals all the time. That reflect in your relationship. You will have a bad relationship with your animals, and they will attack you. At least for sure, the chickens will attack you, and it could lead to a new death. Just saying, a new death. But anyways, I'm gonna talk more about that a little bit later, so let's get back into these chickens. So it's so much to talk about when it comes to chickens. Okay, so the next thing I want to go over is hatchable eggs. So like I said before, what I stated before, I know I've been running my mouth for so long, and we just on chickens. This is gonna be a long video. So hatchable eggs, my experience might have been different from others, but for me, it took me a long time before I got a hatchable egg. Like I told you, you need at least one hen and one rooster to give you the chance of even having a hatchable egg, which meaning a chick. So it took me like 3 weeks before I even got my first hatchable egg, which is a long time. But I just wanted to see how naturally it would take, how long, and it took a long time. But there is a way to greater that chance and make it a little bit faster, which I will talk about later. So hatchable eggs, they could be incubated in the coop. So when you collect an egg and it's like, okay, this is a hatchable egg, all you have to do is like just put it back in the coop, and it'll be like in this little like cubby hole, right? And it incubates, it sit there. If you hover over it, it'll let you know how much time it takes before it hatch, and it's like 2 some days. Okay, so sometimes the hen will come and sit on the hatch egg, and it's like the hatchable egg, excuse me, and it's so cute and adoring. And they will come sit on the egg sometimes, and it will make the whole hatching process a little bit faster, and it will also improve the quality of said egg. And it's just the cutest thing. So at this point, I believe I had a mod to go ahead and hatch the egg, and we had our cute baby chicken. It's so cute and adorable, and I love the texture on the chicken. They almost look realistic, like they're so cute. So I had to interact with my little baby chick. Love him. It was a baby rooster, by the way. Love him. So cute, so precious. And I of course had to name him. And of course, the next name in line, you know, Torchic, Combustion. I had to name my baby chick Blaziken, of course. Like, I have to. Y'all already know at this point. Pokemon nerd, okay? Pokemon nerd. So, yeah, I had to name my baby chick Blaziken. And yeah, so cute, adorable. And throughout this time, I played some on that Blaziken actually aged up, but I'll show y'all that later on. All right, so one last thing about chickens so I can move on to the next animals. I didn't even realize I was talking so much just about chickens alone. Oh my gosh. So when your chickens lay eggs, they have a chance of laying different color eggs. Now you could experience different color eggs with animal treats or just naturally, because I swear I wasn't really giving my chickens that many different animal treats to change the color, and they was just naturally laying different type of color eggs. So of course they will lay normal eggs as well, so like white eggs, but my chickens were also laying like blue eggs and orange eggs and green eggs as well. So yeah, they could also lay rare eggs such as golden eggs, which is of course a golden egg, and obsidian eggs, which are like a black egg, and you could use those to make different type of foods. Okay, so the next thing is there's a thing called a obsidian chicken, and a way to make an obsidian chicken. I don't have gameplay of these things because this is something that I wanted to experience for the first time. If I do decide to do a let's play, I just have regular chickens, but an obsidian chicken is basically kind of like a evil chicken. You know, that demonic looking black chicken with the red eyes that you've seen in the trailer? That's an obsidian chicken. And in order to make that type of chicken, you need to give your chicken a certain treat, which I will talk more about animal treats at the end of the video. But you need to give your chicken a midnight treat in order to turn them into a obsidian chicken. And these chickens are, they're kind of bad mannered. They're evil, but they do have the ability to scare away wild foxes and also to scare away the Grim Reaper. But they also might start a fire on your farm, just so you know. And then there is golden chickens. Basically, all you have to do for that chicken is give them a golden treat. They will turn into a golden chicken. Once you do these, by the way, there's no turning back. Your chicken stay an obsidian chicken or a golden chicken if you get these things. But with a golden chicken, it's basically the opposite. It's like a good chicken. And what a golden chicken does is it improves the quality of your harvestables, your oversized crops, your foods, your drinks. It's just like a sweet angel of a chicken, which I did not get to interact with quite yet, but I cannot wait until I do. All right, so let's get into the animal shed. So unlike the chicken coop where you could have 8 chickens, you only allowed 1 animal per animal shed, which is so sad. I wish it was more, but you know, it is what it is. So just kind of like the chicken coop, once you hover over the shed, it will let you know the status of it, if it's clean or dirty, what's in there, if you need to refill it, because you do need to refill the food in the animal sheds. And you're also able to name it. I decided to name this animal shed Llama Stay, just a play on words of namaste, but llama stay, because we're going to be talking about the llama in this quick little section. And you could also purchase an animal once you click on it, and you could either purchase a llama or a cow, and it's like 2 different versions of each. I decided to go ahead with a white llama, and of course y'all know I had to once again give my llama a Pokemon name. So I don't believe there's any type of llama type Pokemon, but there's like sheeps and stuff like that. So I decided to name my llama Dubwool. after Generation 8, one of the Gen 8 Pokemons. Anyways, so let's talk about a little bit more about the animal shed, excuse me. So you could click on it, hover over it. It gives you options to clean the shed, which you need to do that. You can refill the feed for 10 simoleons, and you can rename it, and you could create animal treats. You could purchase animals, and you could upgrade, which I will talk about that more. And one thing that I forgot to mention is that there's an option to trade your animals, and you could trade them for animal treats. You could trade them for simoleons, meat, ingredients, produce, etc. And I didn't do that because I would have felt really bad trading my animals, because I love them. I grew an attachment to my animals so quickly. But let's go ahead and talk about llamas. So it's really, when I talk about llamas and cows are very similar, and you have to take care of them just like I mentioned before, just like with the chickens as well. But llamas produce wool, and you can use their wool. For like the chickens, you use their eggs for cooking, but for the llamas, you use their wool. You can sell it, you can use it in a competition, and you can use their wool for cross stitching and knitting to reduce the cost of that and be able to produce those type of things with set skill, which I would discuss more about that in another video as well. So when it comes to taking care of llamas, it's the same thing. You hover over them and they will show you what you need to do to take care of them. So they have their happiness, their hygiene, their hunger, and attention, and they also show you their next harvest of what type of wool you would get if you were to harvest their wool. So when you socialize with llamas, you're able to talk to them and pet them and hug them. You could also clean them because they will get dirty. Now you have to physically keep your llamas and your cows clean. Unlike chickens, if you just keep the coop clean, they'll be clean, but you actually have to clean your llamas. As I was playing around with the animal sheds was giving me so many issues. I don't know if it was my lot or it's because how I positioned them. If y'all couldn't tell gradually through these clips of how I changed the outside to try to fit every single thing in the lot, and I was living on a small lot of course, so it was like really hard to figure out how I was going to squeeze everything in, so that could be a reason. But the animal sheds was very glitchy for me. My animals will get like stuck in them and they end up being sleeping there all day, and I have to reset it to bring them out, and then by the time I do that, my animals are in a very bad mood and they're very dirty. So I had to consistently be resetting the animal shed, which was a headache. But as I was saying, you have to physically keep your llamas clean because they will get dirty, so you have to clean them. That's a cute little animation. Also, with your llamas, you're able to shear them and get their wool, like I said, and also you're able to change the color of their wool with animal treats, which I will talk about and show y'all a little bit later. What else is it about llamas? Llamas are able to scare away foxes that come on your lot. Now, I've got the lot challenge of wild foxes, right? So there were a lot of wild foxes that would come in on my lot, but I swear double wool never scared any of them away. I did have an instance where my roosters scared some of the foxes away, but my llama never really did anything from my knowledge. But that could be because, like I said, I was having issues with the animal shed. It was being really glitchy and I had to keep resetting it a lot of the time. So yeah, but that's llamas. I think I pretty much covered it. Llamas are cute, they're sweet, I love them. And just wait till you see like later on when I put clothes on my animals. It's like so cute. But let's go ahead and start talking about cows. Like I said, I'm trying to move through this stuff a lot quicker, and it's not that much to talk about when it comes to like the llamas and the cows like it was with the chicken. All right, so now let's go ahead and talk about cows. So the way you get a cow is you got to purchase one from the animal shed as well. So I got 2 animal sheds, and I named this animal shed, I believe, Moo Town, because like, why not? That's like super cute, right? But I don't need to go over everything about the animal shed. I already did that when we was talking about llamas. So of course the first thing I had to do was purchase me a cow, and I purchased me the cute little black and white spotted cow. So cute. And then I had to name it, and of course like this whole time I've been doing, I had to name my cow a Pokemon name, and the only cow Pokemon that we have at this time is Miltank, so I named my cute little cow Miltank. So when it comes to cows, you have to take care of them just like you have to do with the other animals, like the llamas and the chickens. When you hover over them, they show you their needs. You got to make sure that their happiness is up. You have to make sure that their hygiene is up. You got to make sure their hunger is up and their attention is up. So it's the same thing. You could physically clean them with a brush because they do get dirty, just like the llama. You can socialize with them, you could talk to them, you can hug them, you could pet them. It's adorable. And also, I don't think I mentioned this before, but you could also, it's an interaction to feed them by hand. So say if the animal shed is empty, you could feed them by hand before you go ahead and refill the feed, in case they like starving, because they will let you know when they're starving. And you can, well, as you build up your relationship with your cows, you unlock this new interaction. I don't believe you get one with the llama, but with the cow, I noticed if you build up your relationship with them, you get the animation or the interaction to do cow tipping. Now, cow tipping is not the cow tipping that you think it is. You think like cow tipping, okay, we're gonna knock our cow over, which is very cruel, right? But that's not what you're doing. What you're actually doing is like tipping your cow some money. Like you could like make it rain on your cow, and they actually like, that's really cute. Hopefully I should on the screen. It's so cute animation. But also you can milk your cows, because that's what cows are for. That's the benefit of cows. They produce milk for you. They produce milk every single day. You get like 6 bottles of milk from them, and they do produce different type of milk depending on your relationship with them, and also the type of animal treats that you might give them. Okay. And also there's another interaction. I feel like the cows in this pack got a little bit more extra love than the other animals, but there is another secret animation for the cow, which you have to have enough wool to get, and then you gotta find somebody to make it for you, which I will talk about a little bit later in this video. But it is the cowbell. I got a cowbell made for our Miltank, and all you have to do is like put it on them, and then you get the interaction of a cowbell jam, and it's basically you bringing out a little bell and you're dancing with your cow, and it's so cute. I feel like it's a little goofy, but I love it. It is the cutest thing. Like I love that. I felt like my favorite animal that I had was my cow Miltank. I love that cow so much. That cow has done a lot for our little family. And of course you use cow's milk to cook if you have this simple living lot challenge like I have. Milk is a very, very big part of the ingredient that you need to cook. So a lot of your ingredients need milk, so you'll be able to have those certain meals. But also there is a lactose milk as well for your lactose intolerant Sims, which is something that you could have your cow to produce to help it out, so you can have lactose free meals. So now I done talked about the main animals, so now let's talk about the wild animals, and I'm gonna try to go through that as quickly as possible. And let's go ahead and start talking about birds, rabbits, and foxes. Alright, so let's go ahead and start talking about wild animals. I just want to make it known that wild animals are not pets, but they kind of are, and I'm going to explain to that later how you could kind of make them like pets. So the first wild animal I had the pleasure I don't even know if I really could call it a pleasure, but the first wild animal that I ever interacted with was wild foxes. So in case you forgot, this lot that my Sims are living on has the lot challenge called Wild Foxes, which enable wild foxes to be on your lot a lot. So this was a lot challenge for sure. I was so tempted to take this lot challenge off of this lot because foxes, y'all, foxes, they are very annoying. They are a nuisance for sure. They are a menace to society. Okay, so foxes, I had like the same 3 foxes will come to my lot very often, and foxes really causes a problem for your farm and your animals. Foxes will come around and they will attack or harass your chickens. They would like sneak into their coop at night and harass them and attack them and steal eggs out of your coops. They will attack your chickens. They have a potential of killing your poor chickens. Like, it's crazy. Foxes are wild, y'all. They're wild for sure. And I think I got footage of it, of foxes always coming up trying to steal eggs from my chicken coop, and you have the option to kind of stop them, to shoo them away. But also there was like I said, the software that I'm playing on is not final, so there was an issue where like when the fox is carrying something in their mouth, that even though it's not there, like their mouth will stay open like they're holding something. It's weird. So y'all see that in this footage. But foxes, man, whew, it's crazy. They also can steal from your garden. I don't know if I showed that or not, but they could steal harvestables from your garden that you're growing, and they can run off with that as well. So foxes, even though they are cute and adorable, they are a menace to your lot. But you could also befriend the foxes. You could interact with them, you could talk to them, you could sing to them, you could give them a gift and better your relationship with them. I tried to do that, but they still will come back and try to steal from my poor little lot, which is crazy. So with foxes, your llamas and your roosters are able to scare them away, but like I said, I really didn't have any luck with that. My llama didn't do nothing. Like, the fox would be right in front of the llama, double wool never did anything. But I think Combustion tried to scare away one of the foxes once, and that happened, but of course they just come right back because I got the lot challenge. But y'all, foxes, y'all, foxes. They was giving me a headache, but I do adore them. They are super cute, but they always come back. So they basically kind of like a pet, because it'll be the same ones coming back all the time, and you could just interact with them and better your relationship. And hopefully you could convince them to stop stealing. Tell them swiper, no swiping. One of the foxes' name was actually Swiper, which I thought was cute. You need to just tell them swiper, no swiping. Stop stealing my eggs and harassing my chickens and stealing my stuff. Like, come on now, come on. So now let's go ahead and start talking about rabbits and birds. They're a little bit different. You will only encounter wild birds and wild rabbits out in the wild, and the best place to see them and to interact with them will be to go to the Bramblewood area, and you need to find like a bird tree or the little tree stumps that the rabbits come out of, and you have to interact with them. Now, befriending your friendship with them is a little bit harder, but they have cute animations as well. For the birds, you can actually sing to them to build up your friendship with them, and the singing animation is so cute. But if they don't like your singing, they have the option of pooping on you, which is not really cute. You can pet the bunnies as well. I think I'm gonna be going back and forth between the rabbits and the birds at this point, because they're kind of the same. But yeah, as you build up your relationship with them, which you could do by just interacting with them, but also you could gift them. You have to figure out what's their gift preference to build up your relationship better. So if you could figure out what's the best gift that you could give them, always give them that to build up your relationship, because you will have to befriend a wild rabbit or a wild flock of birds in order to get them to come to your lot and help you out. So once you give them enough gifts, once you befriend them enough, you will get the option to have them to help you on your garden. So you can have them help you with gardening. So once you get that, then you go back home, and then in Build and Buy, you unlock the little tree stumps so you can have wild rabbits on your lot. You will unlock the bird trees so you can have a wild flock of birds on your lot. So once you unlock that, you will place it on your lot, and you would think by then you're able to ask the wild rabbit or ask the wild flock of birds to come help you on your farm, but they will never come. So you will have to build up a relationship again with the wild rabbits that are on your lot and the wild flock of birds that's on your lot. You have to build up that relationship again, give them the gifts that they want, and then you're able to ask again, can you help me out on my farm? And then they will start helping you out on your farm, which lessen all the work that you have to do when it comes to gardening. So if you have wild birds and wild rabbits helping you out on your farm, the birds, they will say if you have like bugs on your crops and stuff. Now, you know, normally you have to spray to get the bugs away. The birds will like eat the bugs and get rid of the bugs. They will take care of the bugs for you, and the rabbits will take care of weeding for you. They will eat away at the weeds on your garden, and they both actually have a chance of helping you to fertilize your crops as well. So they take a lot of work off of your shoulders once you get to that point, which is great, because if you got a huge garden, that's a lot of work, and it's a lot of work keeping up your gardening every day and taking care of your animals every day. You don't even need an actual 9-to-5 job for your Sims, because doing that every day takes a lot of time and it's a lot of work, and it's fun as well, but it's also tedious, and you could take any of the help that you get. So these wild rabbits and birds helping you out is wonderful. So at that point, all your Sims have to worry about is watering and evolving and harvesting. They don't have to worry about weeding or spraying bugs or fertilizing anything. The rabbits and the birds got you covered. So that's everything about the wild animals, I believe. No, actually, before, as I was saying before, I almost forgot to mention, like, you know how you could give them gifts? They could give gifts to you as well. And they tend to give you gifts such as maybe a animal treat recipe, which we're about to talk about animal treats. They will give you cross-stitching patterns, which I will talk about in another video. And they could just give you a plethora of gifts, which is very useful to you and you will need. So they give you good gifts back, and you could tell which one of them want to give you a gift because they had this cute little present icon pop over their head every once in a while, letting you know that they have a gift to give you. So it's super cute. So that's everything about the wild animals. Now let's get into animal treats. Let's go. All right, so now let's talk about animal treats. I've been mentioning animal treats throughout this whole video without actually getting into detail about them. So animal treats are basically what you give to your animals. You can create them by clicking on your animal shed or your fridge, and then you got the option of create animal treats at fridge. So in order to make them, you got to have the ingredients to make whatever animal treat that you're trying to make. But you're not able to make every single treat because you have to learn the recipe for that animal treat. And most of the time you get the recipe, or your Sims learn the recipes by them being a reward, by them completing certain errands, which I will talk about in another video. But they also could get gifted animal treat recipes from their wild rabbits and wild birds by building up their relationship with them, and they will give you a gift. You can also obtain animal treats from the garden stall that's out in Finchwick as well. I forgot to mention that. So animal treats, they change the appearance of your animals. Not all of them, mainly just the llama, and there's one that'll change the appearance of your cow, but they also help produce different types / color of milk, wool, and eggs as well. So there are 13 treats, and I'm going to list them off for you right now. I already talked about 2 of them when I was talking about chickens, if you recall. So there is the golden treat, fruity, chocolate, healthy, fishy protein, animal party, friendly, flirty, veggie, midnight, pumpkin, rainbow, and spicy. And like I said, these can be created from your fridge. So the different animal treats do different things for your animals and for what they're producing. So some of them change the color of your animal, but it really just mainly changed the color of the llama. So just say like I gave my llama a spicy treat, which I'm pretty sure I have some footage of that. The spicy treat is red, and if I gave the spicy treat to my llama, it would change the color of my llama to red. And that's how you could harvest red wool, is by giving your llama a specific treat that's that color. Now let's say the same thing, I gave a spicy treat to my cow. It would not change the appearance of the cow to red. Your cow can only change its appearance with the rainbow treat, and it's going to be a rainbow cow, which I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later as well. So if I gave my cow a spicy treat, which is red, that means my cow next harvest, it will produce 1 bottle of spicy milk. I think I do have that. Or it's spicy milk, or it's called fire milk. I think it's called fire milk, and it actually has a nice animation to it when it's sat out and it got little flames on the top of it. So when it comes to your milk, your cow will still produce regular milk, so they will still produce probably like 5 or 6 bottles of normal milk, but then they'll produce 1 bottle of that special milk. So it could be like I said, the fire milk. Now if I gave the spicy treat to my chickens, which I didn't, but if I gave the spicy treat to my chickens, they will most likely produce a red egg. So these treats do different things. Say if I gave my animals a chocolate treat, that means my cow will produce chocolate milk, my llama will turn to brown and produce brown wool, and then my chickens will lay a chocolate egg. So this is what I did in order for my chickens to have another chick a lot faster, because like I said before, it took 3 weeks before they naturally did it on their own. But if you want to make that process quicker, give your chickens a flirty treat, because with the flirty treat, it actually has them to be more fertile, or heighten the chances of them producing a hatchable egg. The flirty treat would turn your llama pink, and then the flirty treat, of course, is pink, so it will make your cow produce strawberry milk. But now all other treats are like that. It's just some of them, well, majority of them change the color of your parents, or the color of the milk, or the color of your eggs. But there are some that don't do that. They just help you out with like a boost in something. So let's say the friendly treat. If one of your sims give the friendly treat to one of your animals, that will boost their relationship between that animal and that sim that gave them the treat, to, you know, help you out with your relationship, so your animals could produce better quality things. Like, this is a lot, y'all. Like, hopefully y'all staying with me, because this is some very deep like intricate things that they added into this pack. So let's say that I gave one of my animals the animal party treat. What it does is boost up their social motives of that animal and between your sim as well. Let's say I gave one of my animals the healthy treat. The healthy treat help your animals stay alive a little bit longer, because your animals do age, they do go through a life cycle, and they do get old, and they do die, sadly, but that is the truth. And so y'all know how I was so excited about having a rainbow cow. Y'all already know that if you watch my reaction videos to Cottage living before I got my hands on it. I was like, I need to get a rainbow cow. So roughly by the end of the time I was done with playing with the pack, because you know our time was up playing with it, I obtained a rainbow treat from completing an errand. And most of the time, once I receive like a treat, my sims were learning, they were able to make it. But in this case, the rainbow treat, I had it and my sims did not learn the recipe, so I wasn't able to recreate it. But I was so happy about getting this rainbow treat. I'm like, yes, finally I can make my rainbow cow. So I get my sims on the lot, I get to my cow, I take off her cute little outfit, and I give her that rainbow treat, and boom, she turned into a rainbow cow. And I was so excited. It should be a clip. I was so excited, I was so happy. She was so cute. That rainbow cow was gorgeous. But good things come to an end, and for some reason, probably like 30 seconds later, she reverted back to her regular appearance, and I was so heartbroken. I don't know if the rainbow effect is not meant to last long or what, or if I was having a glitch or issue with, you know, the software, because this is not the final version and it's subject to change, so we was having some issues. I don't know, but I was so sad that it happened so fast that I didn't even have enough time to take a picture of my milk tank being rainbow. I was so hurt, y'all. I was so hurt. Like, why? And I think that's about it. So that's pretty much animal treats, as quick as I can explain it to y'all. So let's go ahead and start talking about animal clothing and how you could get them, because I know y'all been seeing my animals with these cute little outfits on, and I'm about to go ahead and explain to y'all how you can acquire animal clothing. So animal clothing, there is a couple of ways to obtain animal clothing. Basically, they're cute little outfits that you could put on your cute little animals to make them double the cuteness and give them a little bit of personality. So I know of 2 ways that you could get animal clothing. So the first way is you need to find this sim who is the creature keeper, and you could find him in the Bramblewood area. That's where he lives, but sometimes he's not always there, but most of the time he's in the Bramblewood area. And all you have to do is just go up to him, talk to him, and when you click on him, there is a option to buy animal clothing, and then you will see on this screen where it has a good few selection of animal clothes, which he do have different ones every single day. Now the animal clothing, you could put these on basically almost all the animals. You could put them on your chickens, you could put them on your llamas, your cows, your rabbits, and your foxes. You can't put them on birds, of course. You never seen a bird with an outfit on, but like a regular bird like that. But he do have different options of clothing for you to purchase from him. So you could purchase for him, you'll go into your inventory, and then you could go back to wherever your animals are, and then all you have to do is just click on your animals, and you will get a little option of dress them in, and then a selection screen will appear, and then you able to click on their outfit, and then they will put it on, and it will look super cute. super cute. Also, once you of course get to know the creature keeper and he's in your relationship tab, you could just call him to come to your house and hang out, and you could just click on him and buy clothes that way. Now also, he's able to craft clothes for you, and how you're able to do that, just click on him. There'll be an option to craft clothes, and then it'll be once again a selection screen, but you're only able to get the certain selection that he has is by you need to have the wool that he needs in order for him to craft it. So you're gonna have to have a llama, get some wool off them, harvest their wool, and then have them on you, and then go to him to craft the clothing. So this is the way of how I got my cowbell for my milk tank, which is my cow. So that's how I did it. Is I had the right amount of wool in my inventory, and I had him over at my house, and I told him, hey, can you craft this cowbell for me so you could get that special interaction of the cowbell jam. And I think it took like, I want to say 1 or 2 sim days. I can't really remember exactly, but you have to wait for the item to come in the mail because he needs a little time to craft it, of course. So the second way of getting animal clothing for your animals, you are also rewarded animal clothing for a reward when you complete certain errands, which I said I will talk about errands more in another video, but you simply do errands, and then animal clothing could be a part of the reward that your sim will receive from completing said errand. And then once again, you will have the animal clothing, and then you could go and put them on your animals. So animal clothing is really simple, nothing crazy, and it's just a fun thing to do, to have them in little outfits. They look like super cute. All right, so I have to end the video off on kind of a sad note, but it's something that we have to talk about. So animals, all your animals have the possibility of dying because they do age, but you're able to turn those options on and off in your settings. But of course, I let my animals age just so I could do that for this gameplay sake. And you could see that I was just chilling, doing my own thing, and then I noticed that boom, Grim Reaper was outside at my chicken coop, and for some reason it was kind of glitchy. He was like floating a little bit, so I kind of reset him, trying to see what was up, to see what animal he was here to take from me. I knew exactly who he was here for. This was my first animal death. I've been playing for, like I said, over a month in the game at this point, and this was about the time I was wrapping up recording and having fun with the pack. As y'all can see, Blaziken had I know this is like being the point, but as you can see, Blaziken had aged up into a grown rooster, and he's a brown rooster. He got a cute little outfit on. It's like, your mom and your dad are black, so how are you brown? How that happened? You know, like somebody was cheating. I'm just playing. I still have my melanin going on in Coopiana, but yeah. So I try to use as many healthy treats as I could to, you know, expand my animals' lifespan, but it was time. All my animals were getting old. They was basically going on being elder, and y'all know that my first chicken was Torchic, and Grim was here to take her home. Like, Grim was here to go and collect her, and that was so sad. I didn't think I was going to be this sad, but I did, because like I said, I became very attached to all my animals as I was playing. And my baby Torchic had to be the first to go. I was like, Torchic, why? Say bye to your son Blaziken with his cute little outfit first. But the animation is actually kind of sweet. Like, Grim just go ahead and pet them and then take them on to the great beyond. Look at Blaziken. Blaziken don't even know what's going on. It was crazy. All of my animals were getting old, yo. So that means after Torchic was gone, then the next one was going to be Combustion. And then shortly after that, it was going to be Miltank. And then after that, it was going to be Dubwool. So gladly, I was done playing by the time all their deaths were about to happen, because my heart wouldn't be able to take it. So I'm like, ooh, I'm glad, you know, our little time of capturing all this stuff is over with, because I did not want to just see all my animals die, because like, I can't replace them. Of course you could replace them, for real. You could like purchase another animal, but it's not the same. They won't be the same, you understand? Just me watching this now, it's so sad. I was just trying to take a good screenshot or a picture of this moment so I can remember Torchic forever. Everybody in the comment section right now put rest in peace, Torchic. You was the real MVP. You was the best hen up in this coop. And I forgot to mention that we did also have another chick, and Pook, she gone. We did have another chicken, another little baby chick. I didn't even name that chicken because I wasn't, you know, into having an attachment with that chicken when I was about to be done. But Ahmad was very, very sad. So that's the end of this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it, even though it ended on a bad note of Torchic dying. But I had to show y'all what it looks like when one of your animals die, sadly. So yeah, the next video we're gonna be going over gardening, canning, cross stitching, the new woohoo location. I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like, and probably some more stuff, I don't know. But y'all, telling you right now, it's more content of cottage living coming out very, very shortly. You don't want to miss any of it, so make sure you have on your post notifications. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like this video up right now if you haven't already, and subscribe to my channel if you're new. Follow all those links down below, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.